Hey, so today, if you don't know who I am, I'm Erica, and today we're going to discuss for the next 10, maybe 15 minutes, could be less, about balance. This year in 2025, I first off never thought I would see 2025, right? That just didn't make sense to me as a kid, though. But this year in 2025, the word God gave me was balance. And it is so important that we learn how to balance. And I don't mean learn how to balance chaos, because that's survival mode. And anybody who knows how to survive knows how to balance chaos. But do you know how to balance peace? Do you know how to balance peace? Do you know how to balance the peace in your life? Do you know how to balance you? Better yet, not do you know how to balance it? Are you balanced? If you're not balanced internally, I could tell you for now, it does show up externally. How does it show up? It shows up by the way of chaos, problems. Not saying we won't have problems in this world. We're going to have problems. But it shows up in problems that you like, where's this coming from? It shows up in your insecurities. It shows up in your response. Instead of you responding, you're reacting. It shows up in the way you treat people. It shows up in your relationships, your friendships, your business partnerships. Imbalance shows up. And when you only know how to balance chaos, it shows up. How does that show up? Well, let me tell you. That shows up by a way of you, when it's chaotic and the pressure is on, and you like, I work good under pressure. You work good under chaos, not pressure. You work good under chaos when everything is chaotic, because you know how to survive. And you have to unlearn that if you want to live a life that's balanced, in peace and love, prosperity, humility, compassion, and kindness, self-control. When you spaz out, that shows there is no balance. You're imbalanced somewhere. Internally, wherever you are at internally, it shows up externally. And we think it's not, or, if you're super religious, you may say it's a manifestation. It's this, it's that, all of. I'm not going to use big words on y'all because I'm knowledgeable in the Bible. I'm just telling you wisdom. And if you've listened to any of my videos, it's not just knowledge of the Bible. It's really just wisdom with biblical aspects to it. So in this season, in this past season I just went through, I had to learn how to unlearn the unhealthy ways of balancing life. I had to unlearn my survival tactics. I had to embrace that I was no longer surviving, that I already survived. Ain't that something? We still be living like we surviving, only to realize I've already survived it. I remember, I'm going to just use this little, what just came to mind right now. And this is all a part of balance. So, in Space Jam, the new Space Jam, not the old school one, the new modern one with LeBron James, right? In Space Jam, he's like on his youngest son, Don's head. And of course, because he's on his son, Don's head, about playing ball and all this other stuff, that he like, you gotta work. If you don't do no work, you gotta work. But he was speaking from a survival standpoint. He was speaking from a point of a man growing up in a single mom household, who in his mind and what his coach pushed him to do was, yo, you gotta survive. People is counting on you. So all this weight was put on his shoulders to survive what he was going through and push past what he was going through, to know that it's people counting on me. So I gotta make it. I gotta push, right? It wasn't until towards kind of like the end of the movie that he gets the revelation that his son is not living a lifestyle that he lived because he already survived it. He didn't realize until everything went to crazy and he actually got to open up his eyes and see what his son was creating, that he already has survived it. He already survived all that talk, that survival talk and tactics and pushing hard. You gotta work hard, you gotta work to get hard to make it, otherwise you not gonna do. That was survival mode. And so what God brought to me was 2025, we have to learn how to balance the peace, but embrace it. We have to embrace that peace that God gives us and let go of the survival tactics that we once knew, that we clinged and hold on to. And some of us cling and hold on to those survival tactics because we were safe. That made us feel safe. So we hold on to those survival tactics. We hold on to those bad habits because in one season or another, there wasn't bad habits. One season or another, it wasn't such a bad idea. One season or another, that friendship was thriving. One season or another, that relationship or that mentor was necessary. One season or another, it was meant for you to survive, but God didn't call us to survive. He called us to thrive. He called us to have balance with Him in it. With Him in it. So the encouragement for today is, ask yourself, am I balanced internally? And what shows in my life that I have balance? That things are balanced. That don't mean things are perfect. Let me say that right now. That don't mean things are perfect or everything is good. Nah, that don't mean that. Balance is that I have peace no matter what it looks like. I have peace in that. Balance is I cannot be shaken or moved by any kind of riffraff that may come my way. Balance is I trust. Balance is I'm walking one day at a time. I have peace. I have structure. Balance is I'm stable. I'm safe. I'm humble. And so I had to go through a season of unlearning, especially in my finances. I really had to go through that season of unlearning habits, being okay with moving forward, and everybody ain't gonna move forward with you. Being okay. I know we good with the let go and let God, but it's something hard when you can't let go. That's hard. That's easier said than done, honestly. But I'm better for it. My life ain't perfect. Nah, not by the long shot. But you know what? I finally embraced that peace. I finally embraced that eye of the storm. You know, the eye of the storm is the most peaceful in the storm, while everything else around it is chaotic. And I finally embraced it. I finally embraced it. I finally am moving forward beyond and past it. I finally am at a place where not only did I embrace it, but I also am learning new ways how to do things, how to handle things. And so as I'm going down this journey of balance, it's just amazing to know that I'm no longer surviving. It's amazing. I know you got to survive this world. I know that's what some people are going to think. Not when you're connected to God. I'm not surviving. I'm starting to thrive. And I'm thriving for excellence. I'm not using my survival tactics with my finances or the way I speak to my children. Because just like in the movie where LeBron James had to realize his kids wasn't living the life that he lived when he was a kid because he already survived it. I had to embrace that myself. My kids ain't living the life that I lived as I grew up. We ain't even around the same people. Our environment ain't even the same. Why? Because I already survived it. I already survived it. So if I've already survived it, those tactics and those tools don't come handy in the new season when I gotta unlearn the survival. I have to unlearn those tactics so I can pick up new ones. Because that was just in survival mode. Now I have to learn how to thrive. Now I have to turn the negative self-talk and switch that up and turn that in positive self-talk. Now I have to learn another level of humility and compassion. Now I have to learn to serve others in a healthy way. Now I have to learn how to take care of myself and not take care of just other people and doing this for other people, but the fact that this is for me too. What we doing in this season is for me too. It's not just to just bless other people. I'm added in it because it was part of the promise, and it's going to become a blessing so that I can be a blessing to others. So in 2025, get your journal out, get your pen out, and write Am I balanced? Is my life balanced? And be honest with yourself. Because one thing I can say about some of my journal entries, when I was in my survival mode and all of that, and God was bringing stuff to me, I was not. I some journal entries that I know I wasn't honest with myself. And I was just holding on to false hope and hoping and praying that stuff was going to come back to pass and everything else. And it was some things that I wrote down. I was like, nope, that ain't me. Nope, you ain't talking to me. No, and dang gone well, he was talking to me. Right? So be 100% honest with yourself. We thrive on being 100. And I'm always 100, but you ain't never 100 with you. Be 100 with you this time. Be 100 with you. And ask God, am I balanced? Is my life balanced? And I pray that you do embrace and receive that peace that surpasses our understanding that God does come through. Be blessed. Bye.